They call me Sin Low. Yes, the G that ain't no joke. The mystery of mass with the killer rap flow.
Today, we're going to discuss the first person from Bangin' on Wax that stood out to me. Before I even heard one lyric from any of the rappers on the project, this one rapper stood out to me right off top. He would also go on to be one of the most influential rappers on that project. I'm talking about Sin LOC from Compton, California. And why did Sin LOC stand out to me so early on in that project before I even heard a word of the album? He stood out to me because of the Freddy Krueger mask.
My cousin Blue Rag came home. He said, D, got a dope ass project. I'm like, what? He's like, man, they came up with some shit. I'm like, what? He was like, Bloods and Crips, Bangin' on Wax. When it was presented to me that night, I was like, more so like, oh, I'm coming up with my name. I'm putting on this mother Freddy Krueger mask, because I ain't wearing no blue rags. I'm gonna wear this Freddy Krueger mask. And my name, I came up with the name Sin LOC. Straight, intelligent, natural, legend of Compton.
What a brilliant, brilliant marketing thing that Sin LOC did back in the day, probably without even realizing it. But when you look at that album, the infamous Bangin' on Wax album, red team on one side, blue team on one side, the one person that stands out to me the most was Sin LOC, a.k.a. the Freddy Krueger of Bangin' on Wax. So when I first heard Bangin' on Wax, I wanted to know what the Freddy Krueger was going to say off top. And he didn't disappoint. And he ended up becoming one of the dopest people on the project. He was on Steady Dippin'. Bangin' on Wax, obviously, the title song. And he did his thing all throughout the project very, very well. And he always stood out on whatever song he was part of. In the early 90s, producer Ronnie Phillips, along with Tweety Bird Loc, Red Rum, a couple others, created an idea that sounded impossible. Impossible. Yeah, we're going to get hardcore members from the street. Some of them from the red team, some of them from the blue team. And we're going to put them all on one album. One album. And instead of fighting in the streets, they're going to battle it out. Verse for verse, track for track on this album. Now, I know nowadays that doesn't stand out as something that's, wow, oh my God, that's amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, rewind back to 1993. If you were alive, you know what 93 was like in Los Angeles when this album came out. It was crazy. LA was a war zone, not only for members, but for civilians like myself. Everyone was getting it. Those bullets had no name. And for this album to come out at that time, it was amazing, it was unheard of, and it was something that was spectacular. And I don't even know if that would be able to go on today. I don't know if that would be able to go on today. We're talking real members, ladies and gentlemen. We're not talking about gangsta rappers. And those rappers that 90% of the stuff they rap about, they never have done and never will do. I mean, like NWA, all due respect to them. But Eazy-E was probably the only one with any street connection, and MC Ren, some would say. Ice Cube went to a good school. Ended up going to college in like Arizona or something like that. He was a good kid. Dr. Dre, same thing. Yella, same thing. But they had the world fooled that they were these tough, bad, G's from the city of Compton because one day they decided to put on a costume. Bangin' on Wax was not a costume, ladies and gentlemen. They probably wore in the studio what they were wearing all day in the street, out there hustling, going on rides. So yes, a Bangin' on Wax could be done today, but it wouldn't be, I don't think they would be authentic. No disrespect to any of the rappers out there who have ties to certain sets, but once again, most of these gangster rappers are not doing what they say they're doing. Okay? YG is not still out there running down on his enemy. He may have somebody who's doing it for him. You know, that's not may not be that far from the street, but he's not doing that himself. Okay? Lil Wayne definitely ain't doing that himself. Snoop Dogg, for sure, ain't doing that himself from his home in Calabasas. So I don't know if Bangin' on Wax would fly today, if it would happen today. With real members. These were real members, ladies and gentlemen, back in the 90s. Real members. And Sin Loc was one of those real members. Sin Loc started out early in hip-hop through the Underworld Connection. The group featured him, Blue Rag, Do or Die, and someone else. But they did their thing in the streets, and one day they decided to hop on this project called Bangin' on Wax, and they decided to represent the seaside. Steady dipping. Oh my gosh. I remember when that first came out, ladies and gentlemen, that thing was on the box all the time. You remember the box, right? The music box. Someone would pay 99 cents for a song. And back then in 93, this song and Paru Love were the biggest things on the box in a certain part of Los Angeles County, mainly Compton, where I happen to spend a lot of my time at in the early, mid, late 90s. So almost every time you turned on the box at a certain time, it was Paru Love or it was Steady Dippin'. Great times. And I didn't understand when I was younger how big this album was. Going to fire that up. I'm enjoying this conversation. I love talking hip-hop, West Coast hip-hop. But when I was younger, I didn't understand how important this project was to the not just hip-hop, but to the world, to the streets. A lot of people would say it did more damage than it did good because it helped spread B's and C's all over the country. Oh, wait, look at this album cover. And then you have people in, just all over the place. Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, tying red rags and blue rags around their face and walking and talking like they heard on Bangin' on Wax. Same thing that happened with Colors when the movie Colors came out. Same exact thing. Same exact thing that happened to Colors. But what I loved about Steady Dippin' when I first heard that was the beat off top. And then everyone had their own flow. Everyone had their own style. You had C-No giving it a unique female perspective. Do or Die, Blue Rag. Great song, in my opinion. And Sin Loc tied everything together with his smooth delivery, his confident flow. And many people would say that Steady Dippin' is one of the greatest songs in the entire Bangin' on Wax catalog, and I wouldn't be able to argue with that, even though I think Paru Love is the best song on all of them. More specifically, I think the dopest verse on the whole project and all of the projects was Bloody Mary's verse. Now when the biddy of Bompton, Lime Hood is down with the mob, Hollywood and Cross Atlantic off of Bompton Boulevard. I mean, come on. She set it off amazingly. And when that song came out, I know people from the Blue Team who were playing that song low key Oh, I know a lot of people from the Blue Team who are playing that song super low key. But CRlP, he became part of that project. And just like he stood out to me, he stood out to the rest of the country, the rest of the world who were on this album, who had this, these guys were everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. They were on Maury Povich. They were on every local TV show. They were traveling all over the country promoting this album because people wanted to know, how the heck did anyone make this happen? How? And to this day, I ask myself the same question. How the heck did they make this happen? CRlP represents Neighborhood Compton CRlP, a set that I'm very familiar with. Once again, hanging out on the east side of Compton a lot in the 90s. A lot. I probably hung out there more than I hung out anywhere else. Plus, I still have family that lives there, a family that lives in Rancho Dominguez, but that's Compton. Can we knock it off? Can we knock it off? They changed it to Rancho Dominguez because at one point Compton had a bad stigma. And people who did business out of the country, out of the state, they knew about Compton through NWA, through it being the murder capital of the country at one time. Compton was the murder capital of the country at one time. So when business people saw Compton, California on the envelope, they were more prone to automatically have a certain stigma attached to Compton. And many people were not, their businesses were dying because of that. So someone had the bright idea, hey, let's take this section of Compton, one of the roughest in the east side. Let's take this section right here. We're going to call it Rancho Dominguez. So my family members went from living in Compton one day to, now we live in a Rancho Dominguez. Doesn't it have a nicer tone, ladies and gentlemen? But I got a chance to hang out with CRlP, interview him, and it was a great interview. It was one of my first interviews, one of my first videos to go viral, literally over 1 million views very quickly. It's on my channel to this day. And I just love getting the history of this great project. I got to meet his daughter. She's super dope. I've seen... This was back then. I've seen him since. We bump into each other at functions. I've texted him. We text back and forth, things like that. But I want to ask him if he realizes, the impact that this album had on people. Good or bad. Good or bad. What type of impact did this album have on people? And boy, that Freddy Krueger mask, because Freddy Krueger was the biggest thing, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, to this day, Freddy Krueger is probably the biggest scary movie, horror movie figure, right? Like 3-year-olds know about Freddy Krueger. Everybody from 8 to 80 knows, for whatever reason, about Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street, because one thing that freaks us out, ladies and gentlemen, something that we can't control, are those nightmares, right? We've all had them. You wake up gasping for your last breath because you thought what you just dreamed right now was super real, and you look up at the ceiling and you are so happy to know that you are in your bedroom and not where you just were about 7 seconds ago. We've all been there. So to grab that Freddy Krueger mask and make it his thing, it's timeless. Timeless. If they ever do reunions, Bangin' on Wax reunions, which I would help out any way I can to get all the people who are still thankfully here. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of losses from Bangin' on Wax, but the ones out here, imagine if we can get them to reunite and just go on a tour. You know what I mean? Like on some sort of tour. I feel like people would like that stuff, man. I feel like people would like that stuff. That'd be real dope. That'd be real dope. That's something, man. I'm been doing so much Banging on Wax content on my channel. That's something that I need to put together. I need to be a part of. I need to help make the dots, connect the dots, and make that happen. Because no one on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, has covered Banging on Wax more than I have. Because I think that album is so important, just in history. It may have caused a lot of damage to the inner cities and things like that, and people thinking, "Oh, now I'm part of this." But I think all in all, that's small gesture, looking back, that small thing that Ronnie Phillips did and Tweety Bird and all those guys, Red Rum, coming together and putting two different enemies on the same album, it's amazing. Amazing. So that's why I'm proud to keep talking about Banging on Wax. And I'm going to keep covering these artists. You guys seem to like this, so I'm just going to go down the line, man. I'm going to go down the line of all the artists, and hopefully I can get a couple more. I've already interviewed, like I said, Sin Loc. I have a great interview with Lil Hawk. I'm going to have to bring Lil Hawk back on. He has a lot of good stuff to say, man. Lil Hawk is one of those dudes who, his stories are amazing, man. I'm going to bring Lil Hawk back on. I've interviewed Lil Leak, a.k.a. Lil K, from Paru Love. I've interviewed people who are affiliated behind the scenes with it. R.I.P. to Cluso. And I'm going to keep promoting this album, not because I'm promoting the streets and people killing you. I'm not doing any of that. I'm preserving hip-hop. And one day these will be around in 50, 60 years when I'm no longer here. People can get the realness of this great project. Shout out to Banging on Wax, and shout out to Sin Loc for making this such a memorable album. Thank you for tuning in to DustyVisionTV. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. Recording live from Compton, California, right in front of Eazy Street. We are honoring Eazy-E today with his own street in the city of Compton. Very, very happy to be here. It's going to be a great, great day. There's the man right there, Alonzo Williams, godfather of West Coast hip hop, the one who made this happen. Don't get it confused.
Don't get it twisted, please.
Man,
Please.
tell us about today, man.
You know, today is a culmination of about a year-long, almost a year process. I heard there was an attempt to do a street name after Eazy-E back in the day, and whatever reason it didn't come through. And I figured I would give it a shot. This is 50th anniversary of hip hop. Let's give it another shot. Sometimes things in politics can get stuck in red tape. And I went to the city clerk's office to ask, how do you get something on the agenda, not knowing that it was a process that had to be done through a city council person. But just so happened, one of the girls in the clerk's office worked for Ruthless. She used to be in Menage a Trois, and she was able to get the ball rolling again, give me some direction. And the lady who helped me put it together, she just left.
In the blue right there?
Right there, Christina. She's a big hip hop fan. Then we got a new city manager. He's a hip hop fan. So the ball just got kicked down like a soccer ball down the field. And here we are today, folks.
It's going to be a beautiful day. Who are some of the people that we can expect today?
DJ Yella's coming through. Lil E, of course. Eric's mom is coming through. Okay, Miss Wright will be here. 187 Hutch from Above the Law.
Legends.
Is coming. It's going to be a lot of people. Joe Cooley's DJing for us. It's just, you know, and I've invited everybody. Greg Mack is coming, Violet Brown. I invited everybody. People know RSVP. They call you the night before. I'm on my way. then they want VIP. Anyway, we'll be here. So it's going to be a good event.
We're going to be here. It's going to be a great event. Calm before the storm. A little behind the scenes. Everybody's getting everything set up. It should be starting at about 12 o'clock. Right now it's about 10 a.m. Got out here a little early to get a good parking spot because it is about to be packed. Beautiful day out here in Compton. It doesn't get much better than this. Look at that blue sky. Eazy would be proud. How you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. When you talk about the same record that you're making is paying me. Motherfuck Dre, motherfuck Snoop, motherfuck Death Row. Yeah, hell yeah. Beautiful. Then you'll get smoked, and I hope that your fans. Nice. Comptone in the building. Oh yeah. High off your own supply. It's all about money. Oh yeah. My name is Eazy-E, yeah, this is true. Yo, I can never go off. Just call me E. The same person, whether stereo or rehearsing, I just gotta keep cursing. I think I've heard Boys in the Hood 28 times already in the past hour, but let's keep it coming. Yo, Dre, kick in the bass. Ooh, about to take a little smoke break. It is a beautiful day out here. It's already starting to fill up. A lot of people have already pulled up. A lot of good vibes. It's gonna be dope. Check out your boy's drip though. Am I looking fly today or what? Can I get a thumbs up if your boy's looking fly? The legendary Battle Cat, what up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Glad to be here.
Yeah, what brings you out here?
Well, today is Eazy-E's celebration right here. They wanted the city of Compton is doing something monumental and nostalgic for Eazy-E. And he's been a pillar and a voice for gangster rap and just the evolution of gangster rap. You know, telling these untold and familiar stories, all stories you never heard before for those who never knew what the struggle was to become a successful African American out of Compton. You know, he gave so many opportunities for different walks of life. For me, I'm from South Central on the west side, Crenshaw and Slauson district, and he definitely gave me an opportunity as well to be a part of the ruthless success as well. And thank God for Lonzo being the backbone and big brother and godfather of all our dreams, you know what I'm saying? So this is like I said, this is an epic moment. I'm glad to be here. And we're gonna celebrate big. We're gonna hear a lot of stories and a lot of testimony and appreciation of this man, the legendary Compton's own Eazy-E.
It's the man, Sin Loc in the building, what up?
What's good?
And his beautiful daughter. I swear, y'all don't age one bit. I told you that earlier. Both of you look great. I don't know if it's the sun or the blue sky or something.
Right.
Y'all really look amazing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
What brings you to the city of Compton?
Man, look here. History, music history. He done got a street, you know, and that's been a long time coming. You know, it starts from here. It starts from here. He started here, and before he got a star in Hollywood, he got a street right here in the hood, you know, in the hometown, you know. So that's why I'm here today, to absorb the energy, you know.
Yeah.
You can hear us and see it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great energy. Now, can we get your lovely daughter to talk about any music that you guys have coming up?
I got a lot planned out from production, This lady is no joke, people. No joke.
And healing. Don't forget the healing that we have to do. So we got to do it every day.
Look here, I got a special shout out for Lonzo. Thank you for what you've done for this whole situation. We can't not count you in on this movement, knowing that I know you work hard underground along with Big A and DJ Yella and Eazy's children to keep the legacy going, and along with myself, Dusty, like, I gotta take my glasses off for this one. And all the artists that have been inspired from the roots of hip hop on this West Coast chapter. Thank you, E. And thank you for his mom and dad for even blessing us with such a sandbox friend. And my prayers will continue to go on and forever represent the legacy of Eazy-E and what he's done with us and for us all.
Legend in the building.
North Little Rock and Little Rock is two different it's two different sections. It ain't the same. Like, it's the same, but it's not the same. Like, Little Rock and North Little Rock, like, once you cross that bridge, you in North Little Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. Like, North Side and, like, North Little Rock, it's more stricter. Like, they police way more strict. And it's like, it's real Zero Tolerance in North Little Rock. It's like a difference. It's like a different world out there. And North Little Rock, to me, it's the ghetto. Like, it's the real ghetto. Like, you gotta really, I ain't gonna lie, if you ain't about that life, if you not hood, don't go to the North Side streets. But you know, North Side and Little Rock, it was like North Side and Little Rock can get along back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It was a separation. It was like North Side, if the North Side come to Little Rock, you know what I'm saying, they might get jumped on. If Little Rock come to the North Side, 9 times 10, somebody from Little Rock getting jumped on. Like, that was crazy. Like, but it ain't like that no more, but Little Rock and North Little Rock used to be rivals. Like, they used to be rivals, you know what I'm saying? Cause they did, like, it's the same, it's 501 and everything, but it's like they got different polices and everything. Like, it's a different jurisdiction, basically. You know what I'm saying? Cause I was gonna do I was gonna do a story about that, like Little Rock and North Little Rock. A lot of people, they confused about that too. But it's a difference behind it, you know what I'm saying? North Side, they totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like, they totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like, they more Chicago gangs. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically BDs. You know what I'm saying? That's the only, like, North Side is flooded with BDs. You know what I'm saying? Flooded. Like they been BDs before Chief, before Dirty and them. North Little Rock always was a BD era. Always. And I ain't know nothing. I learned about BDs when I moved to North Little Rock, because I knew they was folks, but I didn't know they were different type of folks. Cause I'm like, you know, me living in Southwest, I'm like, I knew they were GDs, of course, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking when I moved to the North Little Rock, they GDs too, but they wasn't. They like, nah, we not no GDs. Like, nah, we BDs, we black disciples. I said, nah, it's a difference. I said, nah, we folks, you know what I'm saying? But we BDs. I'm like, okay. I didn't know. I'm like, I'm thinking they were GDs too, but I'm like, okay, I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they BDs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Cause like Little Rock, one thing about Little Rock got really all the gangs really. Little Rock got Little Rock, we got Black P songs. There's a few Black P songs down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically Little Rock got mostly Chicago and LA gangs, like, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, it's crazy.
What about you mentioned a lot of Mexican homies moved in. What's the Mexican gang presence like out there? Are there a lot of Hispanic gangs out there as well?
One thing about the Mexicans, they is very secretive, like in Little Rock. See, like the Mexicans down here, they not like the Mexicans in LA and like Arizona or whatever. Like they mind their business really. But don't get me wrong, it's Mexican gangs down here, but they mind their business. It's like a secret world. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, like, they not racist or nothing. Like, put like this. They don't bother blacks down here. They friendly towards us, you know what I'm saying? But they not just, you ain't gonna catch no black hanging with no Mexican out here in Little Rock. You know what I'm saying? You is not gonna catch no blacks and messing hanging with each other, but they not racist either. Like they got plenty of taco stands out here. Like the food real good too. Like they got plenty of taco stands. Like we spend money with them on food or whatever, but they don't deal with the blacks like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna deal with no blacks like that. Like basically, like if they know you ain't on no bullshit, like they'll fuck with you. Like they'll know what I'm saying, they'll be friends with you, but if they see you on bullshit, they really stick to their race, really. You know what I'm saying? But I can say they not like them like y'all people in LA. Like, you know, from what I heard in LA, if a Mexican see a black, they'll probably kill them in certain areas in LA. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately,
see, down here in Little Rock, it's not like this.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the case.
Yeah, but down here, it's not like that though. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like you more like out here, like in Southwest, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You see a Mexican, you really like, oh, okay, like it's really like my race. You got to really worry about. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody like really Little Rock. It ain't like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing about Little Rock, you can survive out here if you mind your business. If you mind your business, you gonna survive out here. If you hanging around everybody, something's gonna happen 9 times out of 10 to you. You can't be posted up in none of these spots, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what somebody done did. All you gotta do is just mind your business, like stick and move. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do, stick and move.
Yeah,
that's the best thing to do.
Yep. And I want to let everybody know, because I know if you're not from LA, a lot of people have different misconceptions and things like that. You know, I would say 99% of blacks and Latinos get along out here in LA, but unfortunately there is that section, and usually it's revolving around gangs where if a brown if a black see a brown, it's on and cracking, unfortunately.
Right, because that's what I was knowing. Because one thing about it, I was like, man, I was like LA, I was like, dang, this is what you see on TV. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Right.
It's what you see on the internet or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was like, yeah, they dangerous. Yeah. They dangerous over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's getting back to where it was in the 90s, man. It's a lot safer than it was back in 89, 90, because I'm 46 years old. So I remember what it was like in 89, 91, 92. It was a war zone, even for a civilian like myself. You know, thankfully, it's not as crazy as it was back then, but it's slowly starting to get back. I could see it, man. And I just hope we could turn this thing around, because I don't want to be living in another war zone like I was when I was a kid, man. How's it out in Little Rock, bro? Is it getting worse, better with the crime? Like, because shit's
it's not like it got worse. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say 2022. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you remember like in '93, right? Matter of fact, like, yeah, they beat that '93 record last year.
What?
It got real worse. Yeah. Yeah, Little Rock, it got real worse, but it ain't no gang banging though. It's just the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? You know they call Little Rock, you know what I'm saying? Side Rock too, Little Rat too.
Okay.
Little Rat. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like it didn't got worse. It didn't get worse. Like basically, you can't just be posted up like just posted. You at the wrong place at the wrong time, 9 times out of 10, you could be an innocent bystander and get hit up. So that's why sometimes you can't. That's why a lot of people don't go out really. Like, hey, you can go out in Little Rock, don't get me wrong, but it's just some clubs really, man. Like, you can go downtown to the bar or whatever, get you a drink from the bar, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, the bars really downtown Little Rock really more player, really, you ask me. Like, go to the bar, you know what I'm saying? But them clubs and stuff, yeah, it goes down in the club. It goes down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to be on your feet when you're in the clubs down here.
Damn. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and as of a couple months ago, it says FBI stats shows Arkansas as top state for violent crime rate. Damn.
A couple days later, we used to have a newspaper called the Times Tribune, and a couple days later, I didn't even know Times Tribune was in the building that night. They had pictures of us on stage, and the headline was local rap group cause shooting at local gyms and shit like that. My mom still got the newspaper article. I still got that shit at the house. I posted it on Instagram. I think it's still up there. But yeah. So after that happened, the phone increased. You know what I'm saying? It got worse. And Doc Louie and his brother got to some trouble, I think, and they went back to Texas. And I started going to high school. We had left middle school. I went to start going to high school. I was going to Carmont, and me and Ten had hit back up freshmen in high school. He had moved off for a minute, but then he came back. So we was freshmen in high school, and we was still fucking with the music shit. And one day coming home, Michael Washington approached me and see he was at the talent show. He saw, we did get to get a few songs off before the shit popped off. So, we did do our shit. He was like, I was walking by his house on my way home because I live right around the corner from him. And on the route to the bus stop is from, I get off the bus and then I got to walk past his house to get to my house. And he was out there washing his car and he was like, yeah, Adam, hey man, I seen y'all at the little talent show, man. Y'all was rocking till that little shit went down. He's like, you ever thought about, going in the studio and recording that shit? And at this point, I had already had a little bit of experience recording because, like I said, we was going to Music Annex, spending $100 an hour recording there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I got a little experience, and we was recording at Doc Louie' uncle house, Jabo house. He lived like around the corner from me, like in the jungles. So we used to go over there and record. I was a little 4-track and shit. So I had a little bit of experience, but it wasn't the quality of like trying to put it out professionally. It was just like mixed down good enough for the neighborhood ballers to listen to because I threw their name and shit in. I did like Too Short, threw their name in so them niggas would play that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, me and Ten hooked up. Mike gave me the money. We met TC. We met Cougnut. We met the whole Frisco crew at that point. And we started recording. We had a couple of, there was a couple other members in the group in the beginning. It was me, 10. It was MC Silk and my homeboy Zero Lark. Zero Lark was the reason why we met TC because he met TC, and TC used to work at a studio called Bankroll Studio, and he was the engineer in there, and he was a producer. He was making beats and shit, and he was the engineer in there. And somehow Zero Lark, my nigga Dre Gibson from PA, he met TC somehow, or he went there and recorded his shit there. So when Mike gave me the money, I remembered because he was riding. He had a like a tan 6'4". He used to ride around Goins and shit, and he used to come through slapping his shit and shit. And he used to always pull up in front of my house because he knew we was fucking with the music. So every time he dropped some new shit, they come by my house, pull up, drink his little beer, and let us hear his shit slap out. You know what I'm saying? And I was a youngster at that time, so hanging out with that nigga was like cool. Cause that nigga used to, he had a clean ass 6'4". We used to be at Pleasant Fair getting at hoes and all kind of shit. So, and I'm a young nigga, you know what I'm saying? Pulling up in some clean shit like that. And I was like big, like. So I remembered he was riding around passing out demos that he had made, and it had the number and shit on the back. So once Mike gave me the money, I ran to the house and I remembered that shit. I put that shit up just in case. I was stacking on my little bread. I was selling my little rocks and my little sacks of weed on the side, trying to build up some time to build up some money to get some studio time. But Mike had it, so you know what I'm saying? He had it. So we met TC, or we went through Dre. I called TC, introduced myself, asked him how much studio time costs. Long story short, because I'm sure people probably heard a little bit of this story before. He gave me the bread. We went up there to San Francisco, met TC, introduced the TC Cougnut all in the same day. Booked the studio time and went home and prepared some shit, wrote some shit. We had a couple little ideas, a couple little beats that we wanted to jack and shit, and want to flip or whatever, and we just start putting some shit together.
Let's talk about Mike D, who was very instrumental, obviously.
Yeah.
And he unfortunately ended up losing his life early on, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to us about what happened around that time.
Okay. So all this story runs right into each other. So we meet TC, we start recording. Eventually, members start falling out the group. Zero Lark and Mike had a fallout, so Zero Lark got kicked out the group first, and then Treese I don't know what happened with her. She left for personal reasons. She just stopped coming around. She, you know, she started doing her own thing, I guess. So she was out the group. So it was just me and Tien. So we started recording another album. We recorded an album called Crazy Shit. We had like 13 songs on there. We had some slaps on that motherfucker, you know, so that was a nice album. So we recorded Crazy Shit, and we took the art, the cover, the picture for the artwork and all that, and we had everything ready. We went and got it mixed and mastered, the whole shit. We had to test copy, you know, because back then you had to get your shit mastered. You had to go somewhere and get your shit mastered and all that. And that weekend, that Friday, you know, we usually meet up on Friday at Martin Luther King Park, which is in the G, and watch the little kids play softball. I used to love to, you know, sit out there and watch the little kids play softball and sit out there and smoke his weed and just, I guess, just think, like, because it used to be quiet and peaceful, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, man, we finna send this shit to the press. It's gonna take a couple weeks. Woo, woo, woo. We're gonna hit all the records. So he was basically laying out the blueprint of what he wanted to do, you know, what he had already planned out. You know what I'm saying? He knew a lot of motherfuckers in every city in the Bay Area. The nigga was famous all over the Bay Area, all over Northern California. So he was like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and that. So he's like, cool, bro, hell yeah. He had just got his car out the shop, I believe. He had a convertible Skylark, candy red, bone white interior, triple gold ones, clean as fuck, super slap, clean as fuck. He had just got out the shop. I don't know if he got it painted or something happened to it or something. I think he put some brand new rims on that motherfucker. He had just put the gold ones on, 5-time gold ones on that motherfucker. And he said he had bumped this little chick. He was going to Oakland, and he'll be back, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow, this was Friday when we used to meet up on Friday. Me, him, and Teen used to meet up on Fridays. And he said he'd come back Saturday and whatever. So we did. You know, we left. We went and did our thing. I live right around the corner from him, so I went to the house. And about noon time, we went outside. Me and my brother sitting outside in the front, chilling, talking and shit. And Mike D. brother ran up the street. He ran to like the corner of our street and was screaming, Mike D. dead! Mike D. dead! And we was like, what? Everybody that was out there ran down there. And we was like, bro, what are you talking about? He said, man, they killed Mike D, man. Mike D dead. He died. In front of Mike D in the mama house. And it was real. Everybody was out there crying. Motherfuckers was falling out on the ground and all kind of shit. Motherfuckers was destroyed, like, because Mike D was, to explain what Mike D is, he was like a ballin' ass nigga, but had hella love and respect.
A black man took the life of a black girl recently because she turned down his advances. And they tell me it's the white man I should fear when it's my own kind doing all the, you know, the rest. I'm starting to sound like a broken record. Could you imagine if a white guy did this to a black girl? Take her life with a knife because she turned him down. We would be rioting in the streets right now, right? This girl's name would have a hashtag. People would be making shirts with her face on it. It would literally be the #1 story on CNN and MSNBC right now. But since it was a black guy who took the life of another black person, nothing to see here. Keep moving, folks. Am I lying? Exactly. My co-host Alonzo Williams and I discussed this on our show this past Tuesday. I'm going to play his response to this, and I'll stop it every once in a while and give you my thoughts.
Unimaginable heartbreak for a family tonight after 19-year-old twin sisters were both stabbed in Park Slope early this morning. One of the sisters tonight has succumbed to her injuries.
Alfonso Goodson is facing a level of grief he never imagined he'd feel after getting a sobering call Sunday about his granddaughter, 19-year-old Samaya Spain. Said, Granddaddy, Samaya got stabbed and she died. You know,
What was your reaction?
I couldn't believe it. My wife started crying and everything.
Police got the call about a stabbing around 2:20 Sunday morning. And someone stabbed Samaya and her twin sister right outside of the Natural Plus bodega in Park Slope, Brooklyn. It says some guys were hanging out at the store, hitting on the group of girls who just walked in.
Here we go. One of the guys had complimented the two girls that had walked in with their friends, and they said no.
The groups started going back and forth arguing before one of the men walked down the block angrily, according to witnesses. Minutes later, one of the men in his 20s, they say, came banging and kicking on the bodega doors, with the girls still inside. Workers locked the door until he walked away again. When they unlocked the doors, that's when the attack happened.
A guy in all black had stabbed one of the girls in her neck and the other in her arm and ran,
leaving the knife he used right there on scene.
You wonder what people are thinking when they do something like that, because everybody saw you do it. You left the knife there.
Exactly.
Are you embarrassed?
Left the knife there. That's some ninja shit right there. I'm gonna stop saying the N-word. I'm gonna just start saying ninja. That was some ninja shit right there, leaving the knife at the crime scene.
Or you just never had you don't know how to deal with rejection? Or did the girls say something that was so embarrassing that you had to kill them? Bottom line is you're done. Bye, Felicia.
Bye.
Bottom line, you're done. You got one murder and one attempted murder, and you probably all your homeboys are gonna tell on you. Trust me.
All your homeboys are gonna tell on you. For anybody out there who thinks, oh, my homie's not gonna tell on me, that's my ride or die dog. Man, that's the homie for life, homie. On the dead homies, they ain't gonna tell on me. Man, that dude is gonna tell on you. According to statistics and according to all the police officers I've spoken with and according to all the lawyers I've spoken with, most people snitch. So all that I ain't snitching and I'm going down, homies. Yeah, we doing 25 years together, man. We'll get out in 2058, nigga. We gonna have a big old party there. No, that ain't happening.
They're gonna turn state's evidence because they don't want to go to jail. I'm trying to figure out why they unlocked the door, but again, that's neither it's really here nor there. I just think that especially young men, they do a lot of stuff based on emotion.
Emotion.
You know, people do a lot of things on emotion, and emotion.
You men are crybabies nowadays, and there's no bigger proof of that than on YouTube. All the YouTube beef and all that, it's not girls, it's dudes. Like, dudes are the ones going back and forth, acting like having female tendencies. Let's just say. It's all dudes, man. Jealous, the clout, the hating that person because they're this and that. That's all chick stuff, man. Emotion.
That's a lot. I bet you if you did a survey in jail and prison, a lot of the people that are locked up are behind making moves based under stressful emotional situations. And when they thought about it, oh my God, it wasn't all that big of a deal. But for that 30 seconds, that 10 seconds, it was a big deal.
How many people are in prison right now for a decision they made, a 10-second decision they made that cost them 30 years? Many people are in prison right now because they didn't have the patience. They didn't know how to control their emotions. They let their emotions get the best of them, and they did something that landed them in prison for 30 years. People out there, listen to me, okay? Check your emotions. Check your emotions at the door. Emotions can get you in trouble.
Yeah, you made a decision that just changed your life for the next 30 years.
Do you think it's the weed? Do you think it's other drugs that are making these kids so emotional? I mean, I consider myself a good-looking dude back in the day, Lonzo, and even I was turned down 98% of 99% of the time when I approach a girl. I never thought about stabbing a woman or anything like that.
You know, getting turned down is part of growing up, dude. I mean, back in the day when you had to walk across that dance floor and ask a girl to dance, because they all was on one side, all the guys on the other side.
You kids don't know nothing about
see somebody
this.
you like.
You kids don't know nothing about this because y'all don't do dances anymore. Y'all just are on your phones. You don't remember those good old days he's about to talk about.
Walk across that dance floor and they turn your ass around. You turn your ass down. You got to turn your ass around to go back across that dance floor, and everybody laughing at you. Okay,
Facts.
That humiliation.
Bill's character.
Bill's character. Thank you very much. That humiliation that you endured crossing that doggone dance floor, and her turning you down in front of her girlfriends. All right, now if you get accepted, you a hero.
You kids don't know nothing about this with your Tinders and your other apps and your Goldfish or whatever the hell, Plenty of Dog or whatever y'all be dating on now. You don't know what it's like to walk up to a chick. Y'all meet up now and just, you have preconceived, you know what the person likes, you know this and that. Man, you kids don't know what we used to go through, dog, but it built character. And the last thing we thought about was taking a girl's life because she turned us down, like this piece of trash did in New York in front of this bodega.
How you dealt with it was even better. You didn't call it no bitch. Oh, baby, no problem. Thank you very much. I'd ask the girl right next to you. You want to dance? I'm already over here. You want to do this? You know, and sometimes I have run around the whole table. Okay. I've run around the whole, if anybody want to dance, I come to dance, okay? And I just flip it on them. I'll flip them on in a minute. I want to dance with you, but you too cute right now. What about you? What are you doing? Or sometimes, here goes some game, fellas. Ask the ugly girl first, okay? Ask the big one first.
Pay attention, kids. You know how much sloppy top I've gotten from BBW chicks? You see 3 girls walking your way at the end of the club, at the end of the night. 2 of them are fine as hell. You know they've been hit on 17 times already. But guess who hasn't been hit on? That third friend. The one who's a little bit more chunky, maybe not as cute, maybe has a little acne, buck teeth, whatever the case is. Go for that one. She will give you the best sloppy top you've ever had. And she just might squirt. So I'm just throwing it out there. Like, I've had a bunch of squirters under big old girls. Squirt!
And make her happy, then come back and get the other one. Because see, the other one, when they see you cross that dance floor, they think you're going to go to her anyway. Nah. Put a smile on the friend that ain't so cute's face first, and the other one will love you for it. Okay?
Yep.
Just a little play a game, that's all.
Talk to me. Is it the strong weed that these kids are smoking like right away? Because I smoked horrible weed for 25 years before I even got introduced to this new stuff now. But, you know, like, is it the weed? Is it the drugs these kids are being prescribed by the doctors? Like, do you think that has any effect?
If I was talking to my boy Fred Shaw from the HHAC, he would say it was the drugs. You got a lot of kids, man, that are on various type of emotional drugs. Really?
Yo, this drug thing is really scary, man. Oh, you feel this way? Pop this. Oh, you feel that way? Pop that. Next thing you know, you're addicted. It's really scary. Be cautious of the stuff your doctors give you, even though they're a professional. They're not always right, people.
And then Adderall, all kind of stuff. And as they get older, they may wing them off, take them off the stuff. You still got side effects. Some of these drugs have the side effect of suicide. If a drug will make you want to kill yourself, why would it make you want to kill somebody else?
Oh, weed, that's gang.
They say suicide. They don't say, it may induce homicide too. Now, if it said that, it probably would not be on the shelf, be prescribed whatsoever. But if you're only talking about killing yourself, we can probably play past that.
Damn, Lonzo is breaking it down. By the way, you can check this show out every Tuesday on NWA Stories with Lonzo on YouTube. NWA Stories with Lonzo on YouTube. We do this every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific.
But to the other people, we may have a problem. But they won't tell you. It wouldn't tell you that if it did. But when you look up and see all the mass murders in these kids' schools, I wouldn't have bet you. My daddy would say $1 to a donut. If you put it under a survey or research, you'll find that a lot of these kids are probably either on or just got off of one of these mind-altering drugs.
Comment down below. What do you think about that comment? Do you think what these kids are being prescribed has a lot to do with it? Because I do. And you know what? I even think it's the weed. I think a lot of it has to do with the weed that's making these kids emotional, man. Because these kids are starting off with the best weed, the strongest. When I was a kid, I smoked Stress for years before I even got introduced to Chronic. Then Chronic, got introduced to Hydro, and now it's all about the good stuff. But I think these kids that are just starting out their weed smoking career and they're starting off with this hard stuff, and no seeds and all that, and everything's grown indoors, we're gonna start seeing some different effects. Watch, just sit back. Remember, I said this. That's all I'm gonna say. What are your thoughts? A black man took the life of a black girl because she turned down his advances. Am I tripping? If this were a white dude, would the country see this a lot different? And since it's just, another case of black on black, just, nothing to see here, swept under the rug. Comment down below. Tell me if I'm tripping. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Dusty Vision TV is the channel. And if you are on Instagram, you can follow me on Dusty Vision Radio. If you are on Facebook, I am on Facebook at Dusty Vision TV. Please follow me. Please subscribe to me over there. And please subscribe to my second channel, Dusty Vision Radio, right here on YouTube. Dusty Vision Radio right here on YouTube is my second channel. I post stuff there every single day, different stuff that you won't get here. And also, I'm going to encourage you all to download the Rumble app, RUMBLE, the Rumble app, and type in Dusty Vision Radio and check out my show over there. It's a more uncensored version of what I have over here on YouTube. I do appreciate all of you. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.